Yo, 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 yo. It's my guy, Old Boss, man. Old Boss always coming
right
through.
there, huh?
How you feel, Cash? Nice
That's
little
for the
old
ladies
school.
right there, huh?
Huh?
Sweet.
I said that's for the ladies right
Oh
there.
yeah, that's for his queen, man. Shout outs to Old Boss too, man.
Yo, shout outs to their babies.
Yes.
So
I
cute.
know.
She is beautiful, man. Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Shout outs to he's doing his thing like always, man. All right. Right now it's Quarantine With, and we have special guest in the building. Our favorite. I don't think he's a guest. He's a family of the show, man.
He's not a guest.
I think so. I think he's family at this
My
point.
God.
It's family. It's family for sure.
My guy,
Yo,
Brennden.
everybody got their
Colbert.
headgear on, yo. You see it?
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
Brennden Colbert, man. Welcome to the show,
What's
man.
up? What's up? What's up?
What's
up,
up,
New
brother?
Brother family? What's going down?
How's it going,
Hi,
bro?
Brennden.
Bro,
I'm maintaining, man. I'm maintaining.
Yeah, man.
Uh,
We quarantine right now, bro. So what you been up to? What you been doing during this lockdown? What's your schedule
Well,
right now?
I'm essential. I'm an essential employee, I guess. So I've been working
Okay.
from home, which I think that kind of cancels out being essential because I'm not in the office. But I don't know. I've been doing that. I've been still planning this wedding, man. Yeah,
Alright.
that's a daily thing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that. When was the wedding scheduled?
So our wedding is not until next year. So we don't,
okay,
we
you're
don't
good
have any
money.
plans
Oh, you
that
good.
change.
You good?
hopefully
you
you
good
good.
money.
Yeah.
Right.
Now, I say that because my sister-in-law, they were supposed to get married in 2 weeks, May 2nd, and
Oh, really?
they pushed it back. They pushed it to August, but I don't know. They might push it back again, bro.
They might have to push that back too.
Yeah, they might
Yeah,
have to wait
man.
till next year, which sucks.
It's just wild right now. I can't even believe this is happening.
I know, it's
It's-
crazy, and it's like I posted a video a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking about taking this time to be still and focus on yourself, because a lot of people, and y'all know me, like I'm trying to be like a Tupac of motivational speaking, so I kind of say, you know what I mean, like I kind of say the things that people don't really want to say. You see all these posts about people telling you that you need to start a brand or become an entrepreneur, and if you don't come out of this quarantine with a new skill, you're lazy.
Blah,
And
blah,
I don't
blah,
agree with
right?
that at all.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me, because we're all not choosing to work at home. We are in a worldwide pandemic, and people are dealing with it the way that they know how. Like, I can speak for myself. I am not somebody who's dealing with quarantine well at all mentally.
No.
I don't like it. I just don't. You know what
I'm
I mean?
not a fan of
it's
it, bro.
like, yeah.
Me
So
neither.
I had to really figure out how to survive this, and it's my fiance who's keeping me sane, because I don't like not being able to leave.
We're movers, bro. We like to move around. I like to
and it's
interact with
just-
people.
Right. You know what I'm saying? And
Everyone.
it's everyone. And it's not like I've never spent time by myself, but it's something about not being able to that kind of messes with you. So,
Yeah, I want to touch on that point that you made about that, exactly that. Like, you see all these memes coming out like, oh, if you don't start something, like, just like you were saying, I said to myself, I was one of those people, like, I needed desperately. Some people don't even get vacation time.
right.
They work
It's true.
all year, 2 jobs, 3 jobs.
Mhm.
Some people needed this settle down to
Yeah, it's true.
just get yourself back to normal.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like you said, everybody's dealing with it how they can deal with it,
Right.
Whether it's watching a whole series in a day, or whether it's just, taking mad naps, whether it's
Mhm.
cooking, gardening, reading books, rearranging your room, doing,
Mhm.
I mean, whatever it is that you do that gets you in a good mental space. Because I think that is one of the most important things right now, is to keep in the words of Marshawn Lynch, keep your mentals right.
Yeah,
Take care of
that's
your
true.
mentals.
And it's so important. So important.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what do you feel like what has helped you, I guess, like in coping with this? What are some things that you've been doing that have been kind of getting you through?
Reading. I
You always
You
read the
know,
right books too, fam.
Yeah, right. What do
Yeah,
you read?
yeah. I remember I dropped my book list like 2 years ago. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The reading helps. I'm not a fast reader at all. My fiance can tell you that. Like we don't really read at the same speed, but reading does help. Planning the rest of my year has helped me, and what's really helped me is I'm picking up new skills. So currently I am getting certified or trained to be a certified life coach.
Nice.
So
Congrats, bro. Congrats.
thank you. And I actually plan on opening up my own practice later on this year. So that's something that's really helping me. And then I took a more active role in my fiance's production company. So being able to help with that and help with the business side of that, that's really keeping me focused. And we just pray for better days. And my biggest thing is not to normalize this. This is not something that we should relish in. This is not a time where we should, try to read between the lines and think it's something good. Now, do I believe you should personally try to see the glass half full? Yes. But I think it's a danger when you start normalizing or romanticizing tragedy, because that's when you fall into a dangerous game of, well, all of this happened for I think people are a little bit too loose,
right.
with that, and not acknowledging that reason could be, the sins of the past. So you got to be careful with that. And I just I work in housing, so what really keeps me going is I know that the homeless individuals that I work for and work with need to be housed no matter what's going on in the world right now. So that is a motivator. And I'm coming out with some new heat with the Colbert Foundation and with Pickleville. I'm actually rocking Bay's shirt right now.
Pickleville, okay.
Production.
Okay.
Okay.
Got Bay's shirt on.
Yeah,
But other
girl.
than that, we're mobbing. We're staying mobbed up. I actually fell into, I don't know if it's called like a depression or whatever the case, but I gained dumb weight, and it's not in a good way. And I was talking to my fiance about that, and it's like, I don't think she realized, like, I was literally in the bed eating boxes of powdered donuts, eating fast food, and her and I, like, we laugh about it. She gets on me about that, but it wasn't really until I told her what I was actually doing that she kind of realized that it was a problem. And full disclosure, I actually my doctors thought I had the virus.
Oh wow!
Yeah, this was early on, so
you were sluggish.
Yeah, so they sent me to get that test, and we had to wait and boom back, and I ended up not having it.
Thank God.
Right. Thank God for that. But I'm realizing that I guess I eat when I'm stressed. I was going to Walmart, copping whatever groceries for her and getting like 2 boxes of powdered donuts. And I had it in arm's reach, right where you got the remote.
I'm a glazed guy. I like glazed.
See,
I don't really like
the white powder joints though.
I like the munchkins, the glazed
ones are
ones.
good.
So
Yeah.
That's my favorite.
Right. So I had to check myself, and say, wow, why are you doing this? So, thank God I was able to jump on that early, and I don't really have the cravings no more. But yeah, the funny thing is, her and I, we cook a lot. Like we chef it up in the kitchen a lot. But as soon as this quarantine started, we, more so me, started cooking less. And you wouldn't think if you're home more, you would cook less, but it's really how you're handling it from a mental health way. And I give kudos to her because she's handling it very, very well. But I try to get on that path without normalizing this. 'Cause I think that's one of the worst things we can do is normalize this.
First 3 weeks was all burgers, fries, and pizzas, yo.
Yeah,
Every day.
I was
I
gonna
was
say
going
that.
out to. I would order a pizza
Mhm.
to go pick up curbside just to get out of the house.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say
Order it
that.
from somewhere not my local pizza shop.
Yeah,
Like I would call one that's like 10, 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
And be like,
Just
oh
to
yeah,
do
I
it.
got no problem. I'll come pick up.
yep. Because my wife and I work from home as well, and dude, the
Okay.
first week, every day for lunch, we was buying something out down the
Buying
street.
food.
Yeah, bro. Like I didn't understand why we were doing that, but now we're cooking.
You're like, we got food.
Yeah,
It's
man.
like, why are we cooking it?
Now we cooking more from home again, man. But yeah, we was
Yeah.
tripping.
Yeah.
So
man.
so what's new with what's good with New Villa? Like when are cats getting the wild invite to the Grammys and the Emmys and everything like that? I've been waiting since 2017. What's going on
It's
with that?
coming.
It's coming. Quarantine slowed us down, but it's coming.
Yeah.
We was
still on
right.
the
We
way.
came back heavy, and then it just hit us right. Like,
Yeah,
boom.
yeah, we were
Slow
off.
down.
Right when
Yeah,
the season
man.
started.
We were
Yeah.
off for a year. We were excited to come back,
I
and then
remember.
boom, you know.
How many episodes did we got? Like we did
got-
like 7.
We got 4 in. No, we only had 4
4.
in. Yeah.
That
And
was
then-
it. It felt like 7.
Yeah, it did feel like 7, but we only got 4 in. It's crazy.
Yo, yeah, man,
Yeah.
it was wild.
Yeah, this is.
What do
the
you,
sixth-
Brendan? Let me ask you this: did you see
Mhm.
like the protesters and everything that this is going? What do you think about these people that are
I
like
think-
not taking it serious and like thinking it's a whole? Like I understand their frustration and being out of work and the stress you feel from having to take care of your responsibilities, but what do you think about like we as Black people especially
Yeah.
we like a good protest, but what do you think about this?
I think they're a bunch of buffoons.
Yeah,
I think that their protest has more to do with their privilege than their circumstance. You know, we were watching the news and we saw that, and I'm just like, you're protesting what exactly?
right.
You know, you wanna feel important. You want to feel like you matter more than the ballot box. So you're going to make an uproar about what's going on. And what you're doing is putting more people in danger than the latter. Because what happens, unfortunately, is it's not the wicked man who sees the grave. It's the Uber driver. It's the medical professional. It's whomever you walked past on your route to that protest that's going to unfortunately see the grave. And you know, it's absolutely disgusting, but it all falls on legislation.
Right.
Because these people who, oddly, if you do your research and pull up your receipts, these are the same people when a Democrat is in office that are talking about the government's this, the government's that, you know, don't trust the government, whoop-de-woo. But when the current occupant, you know, their surrogate, just trash individual is in office, all of a sudden, you have an urge to follow his command and follow the rules and so on and so forth. So I am glad that I live in a blue state, or we live in a blue state.
Yes.
Because, you know, one of my best friends on planet Earth is a nurse, and if I found out that, you know, protesters were you know, getting in the way of her doing her job or going to save lives, it'd be me, my girl, her man, and her son pulling up to Harvard Hospital to say, at this point, now you're threatening the lives of people that are pretty much angels to this
Exactly.
world. And the thing about protesting, you know, I feel like different groups of people have different definitions, but Merriam-Webster, she reigns queen over definitions. And you staging a political coup is completely different than a protest.
Right.
You stopping medical professionals from going to work is an act of force.
That's
It's
crazy.
not a protest.
Yeah, at gun, well, not gunpoint, but with guns on.
Might as well,
like that.
yeah. And when we protest, you know, we're called thugs, we're called this, that, and the third. When
We're met with a SWAT team.
We're met with the SWAT team with the straps. And our only goal for the majority of protests is to essentially protest in the sense of the definition, murder.
Right.
But you protesting the quarantine is inciting more death. So maybe 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4 in your world, but for the rest of ours, it does. I don't get it.
That's basically how it's breaking down right now.
Yeah, like
That's a great point. Because that's what they don't realize. It's so much bigger than them. And
Right.
you know, I don't have anything to add, but I mirror that statement that you just made. Like, it's so much bigger than just them, and it's not about protest. It's about privilege. I'm like, so this is the first time that you've been like struggling or having to figure out how you're gonna eat next week or tomorrow, or you know, being locked in a place and told you can't go nowhere. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it's your first time, huh?
Well, the thing about it is, it's
How
not
do you
only
get
their
through
first. Yeah, it's not only their first time. Think about it like this. This is because a lot of the people protesting are from low socioeconomical classes. So it's not like the elites are protesting. The problem is, this is the first time everybody's treated equally. And that's disturbing something in their core. It doesn't matter what race, religion, creed you are. At this point in our country, for the past, 30+ days, you are equal to everybody else. And you know, we talk about America being having the most cases, so on and so forth in the world, but this is what it feels like to live in a third world country with lack of resources. So you're not upset that, well, you may be upset that you're not able to do a lot of things, but that's not the reason that it's bothering you so much. It's the reason it's bothering so much is now you can't logically look down on anybody because it doesn't matter your tax bracket, you can still be affected by this disease. And that's what's disturbing their souls. They can't handle that.
They can't take
I
it.
agree. I like that.
They can't take it.
They can't.
Oh God, this guy Brennden, I'm telling you, he got the heat, yo.
Got every day. I mean, since I stopped eating powdered donuts,
Oh my
life
God.
done changed. My fiance said, she said I gotta look good in my tux. She can't be the only one killing it, and I agree. But
You're gonna kill it, bro. We know you're gonna kill it.
That's the plan.
I can't wait to see the pictures from that wedding.
That's the plan. That's
About
the
to be
plan.
styling on them.
Yeah. You know, we won the free wedding with the
I was gonna ask
Oh
you.
wow,
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about
Yeah.
that, man. I was just about to ask you that right now. Talk about that.
nice.
Yeah. Okay. So, Brittany and I, we are not only supporters of the Bushnell and the arts. We're lovers of art. She is the artiste, and I am the art supporter. Right. So, with that being said, we were at where were we? No, I think I was online and I saw the wedding expo. Now, at this point, she hadn't known I was going to propose to her or anything like that, but obviously I knew, and I was just hoping that she said yes. So I went ahead and booked the tickets, right? So we went to the Bushnell's wedding expo in October of 2019, last year. And, we're walking around, we're doing our thing. It's pouring raining outside. It was a crazy torrential downpour that day. And then we're looking at the vendors. A few we liked, a few we had to curb because they was a little too aggressive. I don't really like people running up on me. Better announce yourself. Don't let the suit fool me. But and then I think we were transitioning to like another room or something like that. And then one of the Bushnell executives, she pulled us aside because we were both dressed. I mean, we would have dressed anyway, but we had just been coming from church, so it was just, one of them things. And she's like, "Oh, I don't even remember what she said at this point, but she was showing love, right?" And then she told us about getting married at the Bushnell, like it's a possibility. Hey, meet me upstairs. We can do this tour. Woo, woo, woo. So I'm not gonna say we forgot about it, but we were, we continued to do what we came to the expo for. And we went upstairs to like hand in a raffle ticket or something like that. I thought I was gonna win that. And then we asked this nice woman to take a flick of us. You know, because me and Brendan, we like taking pictures, right? So she took the picture of us, and then, you know, she was like, oh, you know, there's this competition for a free wedding. Do you guys want to like enter and get interviewed? I was like, yeah, let's do it. So we go in the room in like a back office, and then there's this guy that is OG. He's like, all you got to do is just talk about your love story. So he turns the camera on, and we go in, and it was nothing but truths. You know, I was talking about how, you know, when I think of the Bushnell, I think of art, and when I see Brittany, I think of art. Like y'all saw the video, you know what I mean? We was just talking like that, and then we didn't think nothing of it, right? So this is the end of October. It was like, it had to be mid-November. I get a random email from the Bushnell talking about how Brittany and I were entered in the final four for the contest. I'm like, that's crazy. Like, I was like on a break at work, and I called her. You know, we made it. And then they told us to, you know, to hang tight for more details. And then what you guys saw is what happened next, like the campaigning and everything like that. So they dropped the 4 contestants, us being one of them, and we just had to go hard and try to win. So our thought process was, you know, no shade to anybody else, but if my fiance wants to get married here and considers getting married at the Bushnell her dream wedding, I'm knocking the heads off of everybody else. Respectfully,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
No
we
disrespect, no
literally,
disrespect.
right.
You're about to get your head knocked off.
Right. We literally had lunch, and I talked about a marketing, you know, I like marketing. I talked about a marketing plan that we're gonna have in order to win this, because just as God created her soul when he created mine, this was our dream wedding, so it was going to happen. You know what I mean? It's the same thought process, right?
Meant to be.
So the entire month of December, y'all saw we was going OD hard.
Yeah, man.
And we ended up getting votes on 3 different continents.
Wow.
Yes, like we made it to Africa, Brazil. Yeah, I wasn't playing. Like, and then we ended up going on vacation to Louisiana for
that's a woman who knows her man gonna go hard for her.
Right, it didn't matter. We ended up going down to Louisiana for her grandmother's 90th birthday party, and we was campaigning down there like we was running for governor. Yeah, we got the was it a call? No, they dropped it on social media on like January 2nd that we won, and Brittany and I weren't even the first ones to know we won. So our phones were going crazy, and they dropped our pitch, and they was like, congratulations to our winners, woo, woo, woo. And you know, we were kind of in shock for that first day, but leading after that, we made a little thank you video for everybody who supported us, this and that. And then a couple weeks later, we met with our basically coordinator for that. And Brittany and I decided, and y'all actually appreciate the story, because you remember 2 years ago when I basically went ham on the royal wedding?
Yes.
And I was like, you don't need to go to London for the royal wedding.
Yeah, so you did say that on the interview.
To keep it a brick, I decided Brittany and I are gonna have a royal wedding. So that's the theme of our wedding. Yeah, it's gonna be Harlem. Yep,
but it's
Harlem
hard,
Renaissance theme.
The princess of the moon down here.
Yeah, 2 red carpets. At the entrance of the Bushnell, welcome to the royal wedding. Da 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 da.
She's your queen.
All of that. Because no man will ever be able to knight me king, and no man will ever be able to knight her queen. Only God can do that. So that day, July 10th, 2021, we're gonna make sure angels sing at the Bushnell.
Heard you.
And that's how we rock it. And you know, it's just been a whirlpool, ups, downs, blessings, but the core of it all is my deep, passionate love for Brittany. And that day, the world will know that. And that's how we move in that day. So that's really the story.
I love that, man.
Bro, that's so dope.
Yeah.
Dope,
Yo,
That's crazy how you started off kind of like not even being serious about it, and then it was like, oh, let's get serious with it.
It was crazy. Like I remember, like people still hit me about it. It was like, yo, you went ham on them. Like I was just like, it's not about going ham on them. It's about the ideology. Like you're not going to scale our women based on who they're with. Brittany was queen before she was my queen.
Word.
So how can you say, oh, you know, I'm not even gonna bring it up, you know, Meghan Markle and all that, but it was just really the ideology that I had an issue with. So I decided to create my own.
They regular like us.
Yeah,
right.
they are.
So what do you do? Do you sit there and complain about it, or do you create your own kingdom?
Right.
You know, the marriage is more important than the wedding for us. But even still, that's going to be a magical day next July, and that's how we rocking.
Facts. That's dope, yo. Congratulations, bro.
Thank you.
I don't know where I was because I remember seeing the whole campaigning and I voted and all. I remember seeing the announcement that you won. That's so exciting.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It really is.
Well, it was on the Bushnell's page. Like they're the ones who announced it, and that's why we didn't know, because we, you know, you win some, you think they're gonna hit you on your jack, but nah, people was DMing us, you know, cousins was coming out the woodworks talking about, you know, it was crazy. Like you would think we won the lottery. I'm like, yo, y'all still not coming, Playboy? Like it's a whole nother thing. Yeah, like it's gonna be love in the room. Like, you know, she is doing her thing with her dress. I'm gonna do my thing with, you know, with my tuxedo, and it's really gonna be the royal wedding, not a hashtag, not in theory, because God made us royalty and we getting married. So why wouldn't it be the royal wedding?
Period.
Word.
Nice.
That.
Period.
Word.
Period.
Period. P at the end.
Period.
Brendan, thank you, man, for coming, bro. We don't want to take too much of your time, man, but
No, it's all good. It's all
Thank
good.
you, Brendan.
appreciate it, bro.
Pleasure.
always
It's
good,
always
homie.
love.
It's always love, bro. Can you give us your
Word.
social media before we leave, bro?
Yes. So my social media is Brendan Colbert on Instagram. It's Brendan D. Colbert on Facebook. The Colbert Foundation on Facebook. The Colbert Foundation on Instagram. And on Instagram and Facebook, it's Pickleville Productions. That's Brittany's company. So it's PICKLEVILLE Productions. All one word, straight through. And then you can see everything we got cracking. Definitely looking forward to having new Villa at our movie release. She just finished up a movie.
We
You know, y'all get the wild exclusive.
there.
And that's coming down as soon as the world open up again.
Yeah,
And
man.
also check any of the last 20 Ask Yourselves.
Yeah, I let
And
them
check
ask
the comment
themselves.
section. You'll find Brendan there.
And if you have not seen the interview that we did with him to learn all about the Colbert Foundation and everything,
Yes.
definitely check out too.
Yes.
Word,
Check that
word.
out.
And I'm happy for you, bro, because
Appreciate it.
your last interview, you said you was tired, going to these galas solo. Now you got
By
your
myself,
queen with
yeah.
you.
That's
Your
right.
queen.
That's crazy, man.
That's my queen.
That's
Word.
what's up, man.
Whoa.
Well, Brendan, Colbert, thank you once again, bro. We love you, man.
Thank
We
you for
appreciate
having me.
everything you've done.
Peace.
Yeah.
Peace.
Yes, sir.